Just read that poem. Why do we close our eyes when we kiss, when we pray, when we dream, when we cry? Because the most beautiful things are not seen, but felt with the heart. And it made me check back in. Sometimes you can jump on something that you're passionate about and it kind of just creates its own momentum. And then before you know it, you're a bit, where am I? How did I get here? So it's good to check back in on your heart and in all aspects of your life. The whole reason my YouTube is called Awakened Heart is because I really think that we have to live out of our heart's desires. And you know your desires by what you want to feel, the sensations in your body, the feeling, the desires. You need to connect with them, and that's where your flow comes, is aligning yourself with more of what you want to feel or have around you. And sometimes you have these moments of pause where you can, essentially, I always find this, don't know if you do, that you look back before you go forward. And it's almost like a restock or a recess, where you can look back and go, oh, that was really cute, or oh, that was really lovely when. Now, do I want more of that in the next chapter? Or I want less of that? Ooh, I didn't enjoy that. Oh, I didn't like that. How do I avoid more of that in the next? It's almost like you're taking a fresh canvas. And when you're looking back at things, those are the paint colors that you're choosing to put on your new, fresh canvas, recreating the next chapter. But it's not by sight of, oh, that looks good. You know, I was just like, Instagram has this whole thing, isn't it? You can have these perfect, pretty pictures, but you have no idea the feeling that is conjured up in the person that had that experience. It might look lovely. I had some really lovely yoga pictures that aesthetically look wonderful. 2 days after I found out some hideous news, I was not in a happy place. But the pictures look great. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's the feeling. You want the feeling. There's lots of things I've just looked at with times with my kids. It was a really sad time, but that moment that was captured was a warm heart moment where we just connected and held each other, or we did something really nice to distract ourselves from anything unpleasant. And that those bonds, those moments were captured, and it brought back all those warm, fuzzy feelings. It's about feeling. Feel your way through life. Don't think that looks good, or that looks successful, or this looks good on paper, and therefore then when I have X, Y, and Z, I will feel. No, go with what feels that way and just add more to the mix. It's an interesting, what's the word I'm looking for? Exercise. It's an interesting exercise to look at things more on how they make you feel than how they look externally, if that makes sense. I could give more examples about things that I've turned down because it would look great or potentially they could bring me money, but they felt off, really off. And then in hindsight, it's like, it just didn't feel right. It just didn't feel like the right thing. So maybe if you have a moment, I mean, I got a moment today because I'm unwell, but if you have a moment, just take a brief stock, look back before you start going forward, and what you're taking with you into the next chapter of life. Make sure it's edifying, it's enriching, it's enhancing. It makes you feel like life's really, really worth getting up for. And generally those things come in the form of people, not things. And my children are essentially 3 of those wonderful feel-good factors. What's yours?